Greetings everyone, welcome to Chess Advanced, and this game is played by title Tuesday that happened yesterday, and definitely one of the most amazing games. With the white pieces we have Danya Naroditsky, and with the black pieces we have Magnus Carlsen, and it features a very amazing line, and I'm really excited to show you. So without further ado, let's start with this game. Daniel starts with e4, and Magnus starts with c5, going for Sicilian defense. So there is going to be an absolutely amazing fight. Knight to f3, d6, bishop to b5, going for the canal attack. We have knight to d7, castles, and a6, just pushing the bishop back, bishop to d3. I mean, it's a standard way. It just getting that central thrust, and here just knight g2 f6. We have rook to e1 b5, but now just going for c4 and. Kind of trying to surprise Magnus with this variation, but we have just b4 and hey a3, just challenging those over advanced pawn. We have rook to b8 and just a captures, rook captures, bishop to c2 and just e6, but now hey just b3, and hey we have bishop to e7, d4, and c captures and bishop to d2, but just rook to b8, and we have this bishop to a5 attacking the queen. Very annoying that is, but here just going for knight to b6. That is the only way you can actually try and save the queen in this. So here just knight captures on d4, queen to c7, and here just knight to c3. So if you look at the position, with the exclusion of this bishop being here, everything else is very nicely placed, and black is about to castle, but black's a little bit underdeveloped, but other than that it's doing very much fine. But white is the one who's doing who's doing very well in this position, because there are many threats in this position you're gonna have to be careful about. So here just bishop to d7, and Magnus definitely tried to troll Daniel Naroditsky with that rook captures move. After he captured with the instead of capturing with the pawn, he captured with the rook. So definitely he's trying to troll him, but let's see if Daniel is able to punish Magnus for it or not. Here just knight to d5, just getting that very amazing sacrifice in, like, in the spirit of Tal, just sacrificing that knight. And here after e captures, Magnus takes the sacrifice, and after e captures we have just king to f8. He could have castled. He could have castled. There was nothing wrong with castling in this position, but then again, I mean, he maybe, it could be also that he mouse slipped. He was trying to castle, but that's very unlikely. I mean, when Magnus, when he tries to troll someone, he goes all the way. Here queen to f3, but now just we have bishop to d8 and knight to c6. And also when you mouse slip something like this, then your first response in a position like that is just go for g6 there and get the rook in. I mean, it's a very standard, like, fearful response, but he didn't go for any of that. So maybe he just didn't mouse slip here. Bishop captures on c6, but just d captures, and we have h5, and here just b4, just strengthening that is also coming now, so you have to be careful. But here just queen to a7, and moving the queen out of the way, we have queen to e3, but just rook to c8, and you can see that those pawns are absolute monsters. Even this is a very amazing pass pawn with king there. I mean, it's a bit too much. It's a bit too much trolling by Magnus. Here just b5, and we have a captures, bishop to b4, and that comes with an attack on the queen. And here we have queen to b8, but now just going for the c capture. So you have very nice connected pass pawn on the b and c files. If you can push it all the way and maybe start an attack and maybe sacrifice a few more material, you'll be completely winning. A knight bd5 attacking, going for this very nice fork, so you're going to lose that bishop. But here just queen to d2, knight captures on b4, queen captures, and rook captures on c6 with a very nice tactic, because your queen is falling. So here just going for this bishop to b3, trying to go for, you can see with the engine, Magnus is absolutely completely winning in this position. He just needs to find this one move in this position, and that move, I'm going to ask you to pause the video and try and find out this move. There is only one winning move for black in this position. Just find it. I mean, it's absolutely crazy one. So congratulations to everyone who's able to find this move, and the move is rook to b6. That's the only move in this position which wins the game. If you try and defend it, it doesn't work because attacking, so you have to move, and now rook captures. And now if you try to exchange queens here in this position, bishop, and only now once the bishop moves anywhere, you're just gonna gobble up the piece. And if you try this, then you can just move the rook back, but now you're a complete piece down. And Magnus, and definitely once that rook gets out of this cage, it's going to be completely losing, and Magnus is going to win. But here in this position, Magnus thought that it's the same thing. I don't have to waste a tempo going like this. I can just go for rook to c5 in this position. But unfortunately for Magnus, this doesn't work, because now comes b6. And now what do you do in this position? Could capture it. Can you capture? You even dare to capture it? Then comes queen capture, a very nice queen sacrifice. And now here, once the rook goes, you have to understand that you are getting mated in 3 moves. First you'll have to sacrifice the queen, then the rook, then the knight, and you are going to get mated. So you cannot do that. But here after b6, we have g6 to try and make some room for the king, and now you absolutely can capture it, but now just comes this rook to a7. Now you're not allowed to capture it. So rook to h7, but now just b7, pushing it all the way. We have rook to c7, but here unfortunately this rook to c7 move does not work. What you had to play in this position is a very beautiful line with bishop to a5, trying to attack the queen, so just to deflect the rook here in this position. Here rook captures, and here rook captures, queen captures. So you deflected the queen, now you capture the pass pawn, and you have given back the sacrificed pawn, a sacrificed piece here in this position, and material is equal, it's most likely going to be a draw. But here after b7 we have rook to c7, and now comes rook to a8, and now there is no stopping promotion. Queen caps on b7 was played, but now just queen to d6, queen caps on d6 with the check, king moves, and here just queen captures. And unfortunately for Daniel, it's a draw still, but you have to find just one move in this position, because the move is this very nice queen to b4. Doesn't matter if you capture it. If you capture it, you're getting mated in one. So what you have to do is get the king here, but most likely it's gonna end in a 3-4 repetition. And that is the annoying part about chess, that even in a completely winning position, it could turn to a draw in seconds here. But after queen caps on d8 and queen to b4, e1, and here in this position just h4, just pushing that pawn all the way. We have h3 and rook to h5, and here just bishop to d1, just attacking the rook. Queen to d6, and queen to d6 unfortunately does not work at all for Magnus. We have bishop caps on h5, and here Magnus absolutely forgot what that rook was doing in that spot. He played this knight captures on h5, and now you can understand what followed, because he completely missed that here is a mate on h8, and Daniel Naroditsky find it, and in 41 moves Danya Naroditsky mates the world number one Magnus Carlsen. So yeah, thank you all for watching. I'll be coming back with games like these, and stay tuned for all those videos. Subscribe to the channel, and I'll be seeing you guys